welcome listeners to the sixth episode of the Teh Tarik Show. I'm your host for today, Isha Danella, and today's topic is very, very interesting. But before we get to the topic, we actually have two new guests today. So our first guest is Yeji. Yeah, so she's 19 years old. She's from Jakarta, Indonesia, and is currently living in Seoul, Korea. She is half Korean and she speaks four languages. So next up, we have Avian. So he's also 19 years old. He is also from Jakarta, Indonesia, and he is currently living in Tokyo, Japan. And he loves games, but he's really bad at it. All right. So we also have the regular crew members, Edwin, Avinash, and my co-host for today, G. So back to the topic of the day. The topic of the day is relationships. Interesting topic, right? So this topic, for your information, was actually suggested by one of our guests. And on that note, if you have an interesting topic that you want us to talk about, just comment down below and we'll hit you up.
Right. Okay, thank you, Aisha, for the introduction. So we'll move on straight to the questions, right? So for our guests and also Edwin, you can answer this also. So the first question will be, how did it feel moving to a new country, and how did you adjust to a new environment?
So I guess I'm starting.
Yeah,
Yes,
Oh,
you
wait, wait.
should.
anyone can start.
Floor is all yours.
How did I adjust to the new country?
Yeah, how did it feel moving to a new country, and how did you adjust to the new
Mm.
environment?
So when I first landed in Malaysia, it was the hay season. For all of you who don't know what the hay season is, it's the time of the year when Indonesia, I think particularly Sumatra, decides to burn their rainforest down, and
Uh,
all those ashes or smog goes all the way to Malaysia. So when I first landed in Malaysia, it was actually quite depressing because everything was just dark and foggy.
Oh,
and I and moving here, my mom only stayed back for a week, and after that, I had to do everything by myself. So it was pretty tough, especially the new environment
mm,
where no one really spoke English.
mm.
Or not even us?
I met you guys a bit later in the university.
Yeah. So what about Yeji? How did it feel moving to a new country and how did you adjust to this new environment?
Well, to be fair, it's not really a new environment for me because like I'm half Korean. So
Mm,
like
right.
yeah, I used to like visit Korea whenever I was like when I was younger, but then like eventually I started visiting it less and then like but like in terms of like adjusting to a new environment, it's not really new to me.
mm,
Like it was easy for me to like get places because again, like I was from here. So like
yeah.
it was okay, but I think the hardest part was like the education because I never really like studied in Korean, so that part was kind of like challenging for me.
Oh,
Okay. So, is Avian there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
How about you, Avian? How is it to feel like moving to a new country?
Yeah. Okay. Well, but I think before I answer, I just want to apologize that my internet is absolutely terrible. So if I go
It's
all choppy,
okay.
It's all
I'm
right.
sorry. Okay. Anyways, back to the question. When I moved to Japan, it was obviously super exciting. As a kid growing up, obsessed with Japanese culture, going to like one of your favorite countries was like at
Yeah.
first it felt like a dream come true, obviously, right?
Mm,
But
Yeah.
the more I start living it, it's still great. Japan still has amazing facilities, amazing infrastructure, and all that. But there is still just some things, some especially like in particular like societal norms that to this day I still just can't get used to.
mm,
So that's a bit tough. And the fact that not no one basically speaks English was also pretty tough. But other than that, Japan's great, and I'm I'm loving it so far.
Okay.
mm.
Yeah,
Avian,
what's
I
up?
have a question for you.
Yes,
When
sir.
you wanted to go to Japan, right? Was it influenced by any sort of anime?
Uh, Well, for sure, anime played a big part of it, but as a kid, I was also really interested in like other Japanese culture, like the music and and,
Brands. That's
and like
nice.
cars as a kid.
Cars.
Now I'm kind of into clothing, so fashion also played a big part. But
Mm,
yeah, anime definitely played a big part when I was a kid.
Anyway,
Awesome.
all right.
Damn.
so prior to moving to Japan, you didn't learn Japanese at all? You just went in.
Yeah, I went into Japan without taking any Japanese classes. It
Oh
was
no.
Wow.
looking back, it was kind of
Still,
a big mistake, but hey, I mean, I'm still surviving right now, so can't be
Alright,
too.
that's nice.
still
That's good
managed
to
to
hear.
adjust. Okay, I think that was okay for the first question. We'll move to the second question. Okay. So, as an international student in, okay, let me get this right. Okay, Malaysia, Korea, and Japan. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, how do you form new relations with the locals there?
Avian?
Okay. Well, in my case, the first university I went to, the Japanese program and the English program, which was the one I'm in, had like separate schedules, separate classes, different
Mm,
professors, and all that. So it was pretty difficult to make connections with locals. Actually, I think to this day, I only have like one Japanese friend. So, yeah, I to answer to that question is I have not made any close relations with locals.
oh
How
no.
how how long have you been in Japan?
About a year and a couple months now, maybe like a year and 3 months, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Oh, quite long.
Yeah, it's been pretty.
Alright. Yechi, what about you?
Um, well, the thing is like it's still kind of hard for me to like talk to locals because like the humor is different, you know? Because
Alright.
yeah, because like I was in an international school, so then like
Mm,
I guess the humor was more like Western and
mm.
like memes and stuff like that. But like in Korea, they do have their own memes, but it's like for me they're not funny, you know?
Oh.
So it's like yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah, and then like they like I don't know, it's just when in terms of like if you're talking about like locals as in like friends like students,
Mm,
then it's like it's kind of hard because we have different like values and stuff like that. But if you're talking about locals like I don't know, like people in the market or like
mm.
adults and stuff like that, I it's like I don't really interact with them much. So I think in terms of like adults and stuff like that, it's fine.
Alright, understood. Edwin?
Um, in terms of interacting with locals, I agree with Yeji. I don't really interact much with the people in the market. I just say what I need, or I just take what I need.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in terms of friends, I have
You have that?
no Indonesian friends here.
Oh.
I actually have
oh,
more Indonesian friends here than like Korean friends.
You
Oh
have more
no.
Indonesian there?
Yeah, like I don't
Oh wow.
like I said, I don't really interact with like the Korean like Korean. Like, I'm like a Korean but like an
Yeah,
international
Indonesian
Korean,
Korean.
right?
Mm,
Yeah.
Like international Koreans are easy to talk to because they're more
Uh,
like open-minded and stuff like that,
mm.
but Korean Koreans, they're boring.
Oh.
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 yeah, I
Yeah.
understand you. My friends are mostly Malaysians because the Indonesian people here come from I think it's non-private schools. Well, the ones that I've met. So it's a bit difficult to
Yeah, the
relate with them,
society
should I
is
say.
definitely a bit different, right? Even I thought
Yeah,
that when I first moved there. Yeah.
Mm.
yeah. It's like so like you think they're open, but they're actually like still quite conservative.
Yeah.
It's funny because you and Avian say like the Indonesians that you guys meet are like from like public schools, I guess, like not really, But like the Indonesians I've met in Korea are pretty much international as well. Like you,
Mm.
Edwin. Like basically they're like they speak English more than like Indonesian and like
Oh, the ones
yeah.
I meet is like his English is like pretty difficult to understand, should I say. So maybe
Right.
that's why I don't match. Maybe I
That's
should
Yeah.
okay.
find in private schools.
But it's okay. You have us.
Yeah.
You have us, right? It's okay. It's all good. All right. So that was interesting. That was really interesting. And on to more interesting questions is
moving on to
um
our topic.
yeah, moving on to our topic. Are you currently in a relationship? And if you are, tell us how it's going. Or if you aren't, you can tell us how it's going in terms of looking for new relationships. Let's start with Avinash. Come on, speak up.
Why? Yeah, so currently single, not searching for anything. Pretty happy with myself. So
That's
Oh,
what they
same.
all
how it's
say.
going.
That's really. Yeji?
I actually agree with Avinash. Like, I don't, I'm not looking for anything either. I'm just like, you know what? Have fun, you know?
Yeah, if it happens, it happens, right?
Yeah.
So
Uh,
nothing serious.
Yeah.
so okay, understood. Avian,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm also single, but I'm
are
always
you
looking.
looking?
Yeah, I'm always
Oh,
looking. You get
Okay.
all right, girls, you
yeah.
hear
I guess
that?
that's my answer. But yeah, still no luck for the past 19 years apparently,
Oh my
which is
god.
We'll
great.
drop we'll drop your Instagram in the link in the description.
Right,
Yeah,
thanks, buddy.
If
hit
Appreciate
him
it.
anyone
up.
you can
wants,
join my
go hit
gang.
him up.
Oh, you're just like G. Then we'll link both of your
Yeah,
Instagrams.
my Instagram is public. Let's go.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
What about Edwin?
Yeah, what
I'm
about Edwin?
I'm currently single. No, I'm kidding.
I'm
You're about to be.
No, no. I'm in a relationship and it's going pretty well.
Yeah.
Better than my previous one, that's for sure.
Oh,
Good job.
let's hope
Right.
she's not watching. All right. That was nice. Okay, so I just want to ask this personally. What do you guys think are your, like, if you were in a relationship, what do you guys think are your personal deal breakers or red flags? Maybe you've experienced it before. Relationship or friendships, I think it's fine. Like, what's a deal breaker or red flag that makes you feel like I can't be with this person anymore? Edwin?
Uh, I
Guys,
think
it's not couples therapy.
we're actually doing pretty well though, not gonna lie.
Yep.
I think the biggest red flag in a relationship to me would be responsibility or lack thereof.
Mm,
Because it's pretty difficult to date someone that can't take care of themselves. I'd like my woman to be independent and could
woman.
Oh, woman.
find my children to be independent, can take care of themselves and can study. So
Mm,
I think if someone is not independent, it would be a red flag for me.
mm. What about Yeji?
Well, I have like, in terms of like like shallow red flags, I guess, like some things you can change.
Mm,
I actually don't like I don't find guys who go drinking often that attractive.
mm,
You know, like guys who like get drunk and like stuff like that. I don't like that. But like in terms of like in depth, like something you can't really change about a person, I don't like someone who's like not honest, I guess, because I
mm.
think honesty is really important. So like I would rather you tell me you're too lazy to go out with me rather than make up an excuse,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hon- Understood. Honesty is the best policy indeed.
Yeah.
Avian?
Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna tackle the friendship part of it because, as I've
Alright.
said before, I have zero experience in a relationship. Uh, when it comes to friends, I'm pretty like open. I don't really have any red flags. I don't really care when it comes to that stuff. Just as
Mm.
long as you don't snitch and you don't lie, like
Maybe you're
not
the
red
red
flags,
flag,
just like
Avian, then so
hard
you don't
lying.
notice the other red flags.
I
Oh
find it
no.
very icky.
Alright. That's a good take. And Avinash?
I would say I'm pretty on the same page with the rest of you because big no, make sure you're responsible. That's
Mm,
the most important. Basically I look more for character, not for like your looks or anything. Because at the end of the day, your character is kind of what shapes you, right? So in a sense that if you have a bad character to begin with,
mm,
and if you're willing to change, that's something that we can work out. But if you're not willing to change, that would be something that it would be very hard to actually go on and go forth with that particular person. So a big red flag, yeah,
mm,
character. Your
Yeah.
character has to be good.
So
Not
with
to say perfect because nobody is, but it has to be, a decent and
Mm,
your like what Edwin said, like being responsible and honesty. Yeah, those are basic things that a person should have. So
yeah.
I think if you get your basics right, you should be fine.
All right. You hear
Quite
that,
sad.
girls? Yeah. All right. That was interesting. G.
okay, I'm not gonna answer that, so I'm just gonna ask the next question. Okay, the next question is a bit controversial, exciting for yours. Okay, maybe. Okay, so
Maybe.
so if your ex wants you back, what do you do?
Oh, we're doing this question early. Oh God.
Yes.
Yes, yes, we're going
So I'm gonna go with
straight in.
Edwin first, right?
Me.
Yeah,
Oh
if your
no.
ex wants you back, what do you do, huh?
Honestly, I'll just respectfully and politely tell her that I'm in a relationship and I am not looking forward to going back with you.
What if you're
But
what if you're single?
Yeah, what if you're
uh,
single and she wants you back?
well, there's always other fish in the sea, so
Oh, he's one of
Uh,
those guys.
I mean, what's the point of reading a book again? That's my principle. For
uh,
me, you might disagree with that, but I wouldn't read
Did
the
you
book
just
twice.
call her a book?
oh,
uh, why rewatch a movie twice?
So you're
Ah,
calling her? Okay, okay.
If it's good enough,
Clearly,
then
Yeji
what?
disagrees with me, but like, I'd say no. I'd like to experience new things, but that's for
Mm,
me.
Okay. How about you, Yuji?
um, well, like if he was single and if I was single, or like the current situation right now.
current situation, or
Because
if you were
current
single?
situation, it would be kind of like messed up because he's currently dating a friend of mine.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, like
oh.
friend of. Okay, it's a complicated story. Like,
that's
Next
what you want to hear.
episode.
yeah, like if he was single and if I was single right now, definitely no. Like already, like he's texting me like, "Hey, I want you back." Ghost. Like I don't even know. Like no, I'm not gonna reply.
so no.
Okay, we have two solid no's.
Okay.
Yeah, solid no.
So
Yeah.
we gotta ask Team Single, right? Avinash.
Lol.
Single and for myself. Like,
Okay, so if let's say I had an ex, right? So
mm.
if let's
That's
say,
we're
Why
not
are you
So
really.
talking
you
to
and
yourself
Avian are
like
in the
that?
same boat.
yeah, because the thing is, first of all, I'm not looking forward to actually having an ex,
Yeah.
because relationships take a lot of effort and
Yeah.
can't waste too much energy and then restart it. That's kind of what I think. But if let's say I had an ex and if she wanted me back, right? Uh, I would actually say depending on the situation though.
Mm. How
Depend
you
if let's
guys
say
broke up.
yeah, depending. But like I think what Asia told me this a week ago. Yeah, it's like
Oh.
if you left someone for a particular purpose. So
Mm.
you have to move on with your life. So that's kind of how it works. But it also depends because I've actually seen some of my stories where this guy and this girl they start dating and then they break up and then suddenly they get back together for God doesn't know what reason, right? And then then after that they go back, they break up again, then they go back again. So
Oh no.
it's like if let's say in Malay we have a saying lah, it's called kalau what is it's kalau jodoh tak ke mana, right?
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
yeah.
kalau jodoh tak ke mana
Yeah,
means
quote.
if let's say you
No,
are
I know.
destined with that person,
Mm-hmm.
you can't change destiny. It's
Yeah.
something like that. So yeah, if let's say it's meant to be, it will be. But if it's not, then move on. Because I always like anything happens in my life, I move on with the flow. So if it's like that, lah. If it's not,
Yeah, you're
whatever.
just like chill like that.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
Avian, who's in the same boat as Avi,
Yep.
what do you think?
Yeah. So if I had an ex, then I honestly probably say yeah. I'm a man of second chances, so why not? And
Oh,
Oh,
to,
okay.
Oh,
to to echo Edwin's statement just now, sometimes when you rewatch a movie, you find hidden details you never recognized in the first place. So who knows?
What
Oh.
if she
yeah,
cheats
yeah.
on you though?
I mean,
Well, we didn't
Depending on
discuss
the
how we
reason.
broke up. Well, that's not fair, Edwin.
All right.
that was interesting.
But if say for example, for the sake of the argument, we broke up because she cheated, then it's a hard no for me. Yeah.
No, okay, but like now that Avi actually mentions it, I think it like makes sense. Like if okay, like if you get back immediately, that'd be weird. But like if you give it some time and like people change and like people grow, right, in a span of
Mm.
like time. So I think it's fine if you go back with someone if like you've both grown. Because it'd be pointless to go back with someone with the same like problems and stuff.
Understood.
True.
So that's some very interesting answers from our guests.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Some yes, some no.
another question again. Would you date your friend's ex?
Uh,
Big no.
Okay, since Ali answered, why no?
okay, why?
Why?
Uh, to be honest, right? It just doesn't feel right. Like
Mm.
it genuinely doesn't feel right doing that. So yeah, big no.
So it
Ooh.
doesn't feel right.
I
It's
think I
just
think like it depends, right?
It
Like
also
yeah,
depends.
yeah. Like if your friend and that ex already dated for like a long time ago, then it's like fine, I guess. And then but it's like not okay if you're doing it's like the only reason it's not okay is if you're doing it behind your friend's back.
Oh,
Oh
right, right.
yeah,
You
I
want
agree.
to ask permission. Like that.
Yeah, like permission, you know? Like
Okay,
it's not
okay.
really permission, but it's
It's more
like
like informing you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm dating your ex. You mind?
What if he says like I really mind, like I don't want you to date her? What would you do?
Well,
Then
see, like I said, it's not asking permission because if you ask permission, it's like asking for approval. But like it's
Yeah.
more like telling them like, hey, you know what? I like your ex, and I think I'm gonna go out with him and stuff like that.
Mm.
Then you should give your friend the respect or like the decency to at least
Yeah,
tell her or him.
that's true.
okay, wouldn't it be like a bit awkward, like you guys meet or something?
Well, I guess it'd be weird because like in a way like like you're dating your friend's ex and it's like you kissed my friend and now you're kissing me like that's so weird.
Oh my God, we
Yeah,
get it
right? Like
down and dirty.
like that's really weird. So then like you know what? If you're into your friend's ex, whatever, as long as you just don't like hide it in front of your friend because that'd
Mm.
be weirder.
If you hide it
Okay.
like guiltily, it's like kind of
Yeah,
wrong.
you know it's wrong, yeah.
Yeah.
So as long as you know it's okay.
Yeah.
Are we saying no, right? Also depends.
it depends, but
But
Depends.
uh, on
how
a
many
scale of
percent no?
how many percent no would be maybe 59 and 40%.
59.
I agree with
60.
that
It still
though.
depends. This thing is situational. If the situation goes like this, then and if it's okay, then okay. But if it's not, then stray
Mm.
away.
Yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of weird to hit on your friend's ex, isn't it?
That's
Yeah,
that's
it is.
that's true.
Yeah.
It's a bit
That's
weird.
pretty weird.
Okay,
Uh,
Avian? Is Avian there?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
How about you,
yeah. I think
Avian?
I have the same take as Yeji when it comes to this question. I think it's really situational and
hmm.
it depends.
It depends also. Okay. Okay, Edwin. How
Yeah,
about
I
you?
agree with Yeji also.
All right.
But
So this is
if it's like not a close friend, then I really wouldn't care. But if it's my best
Yeah.
friend, I wouldn't.
Oh yes, okay,
mm,
Uh,
understandable. Yeah, if it is my best friend, also I would say maybe 90% no.
Yeah.
90.
90. So
90%.
there's still like 10%.
Yeah, if let's say it's destined, then you can't do much
Oh,
about it. But
So
that's
there's a
annoying.
10%
10
is
there's a
destiny.
10% chance, Avian.
10%, I'm leaving it to God's hands and destiny itself.
What about G? What about you, G?
Oh, I I wouldn't date my friend's ex.
So it's a
I
solid
think,
no.
I think it will be a bit weird, right? If you have the
Mm,
same friend circle and then your ex is also there, I think it's a bit weird for me. So no.
mm. Just a solid no, yeah.
Sorry, no, yeah,
So we
100% no.
have
100%.
situational answers, and then G's just like no, 100%.
Okay, no, no, maybe 90%. I'll go with Avi.
Okay,
10%
The
okay, but
destiny.
God and
how
destiny.
about this? How about this? Like, how about you like this person first, but your friend dated this person, right? But then eventually that person started liking you,
Mm,
right? So then what about in that case?
that
Like
case.
she cheats on her.
No, no cheating. It's just like, okay, like let's say I like this guy, but then my friend dates him, and
Mm,
And
then
then they
they
break
break
up.
up. Yeah, and they break up, and then the guy likes me, and technically I liked him first, right?
Okay.
mm.
So what if in that case, then like
In
would
that
it be okay to go with your best friend's ex?
uh, best friend or just friend?
Friend. Yeah, this is situational as well.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Give both answers. Give both answers.
Okay. If it was my best friend, I try not to date his ex, right? Because, like I said, that would be very weird. Unless he's okay with it. I think same with friend. Unless they're okay with it, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So it's a 50-50 chance. If she likes me and I like her, so
Mm.
yeah, I
Okay,
think
that
that's
was really really interesting answers. Yeah, interesting. um, so I guess this is more of an insightful question. It's not like down and dirty, but like, what do you think is the most important thing for a relationship to be successful? Friendship or relationships, it's fine. Let's start with Avi.
Oh God.
Yeah, I want to hear from Mr. 90% and
Mr. 90%.
90%, and if it's destined, it shall come.
Okay. Wait, what is the question again? I lost it while laughing.
What's the most important thing for a relationship to be successful?
I would say purpose.
Ooh.
All all relationships need, like you see, when you have you when okay lah, when we're talking about relationship, right? So relationship is something that happens between
Mm,
two individuals, organisms, or so on. So if let's say,
Organisms.
yeah, hey, if let's say, if you have a relationship with, a tree, right? So I'm trying to change the definition of a
mm,
relationship here. It's something happening, something beautiful happening between two persons. So example, if let's say G, every morning he wakes up, he go waters his rose flower. That's a relationship going between G and his rose plant. So it is still a relationship, right? So
yeah.
that is, like, I would say, the way I would define a relationship. It's that something, there is a need that occurs between two people. That's why it became how it is. I
Mm,
mean, on a general basis, on a very I wouldn't say, like, it's like on a very surface level, people think that, dating and then there's
mm,
marriage and all that stuff. These things, this happen because A likes B and then they get together. It actually doesn't work there, because if you want to look at another part of relationship, normally relationships eventually end up to marriage. But I'm not putting marriage as a standard.
mm,
So in a sense of marriage, right? Marriages have purposes, because only with in if let's say only if a man and a woman, the purpose of a marriage is to create a secure foundation to raise a child.
mm,
In a general human stance, it would be mean to give continuity to the entire species. So
mm.
that is a purpose of a particular relationship in marriage. But on a generally dating, is a lot of my friends' relationships do not end up well because they lose a sense of purpose or a sense of need. So if A
Yeah.
needs B, then there is something going on in between. So you come together, and then there's something beautiful that happens
Yeah.
between A and B. But if let's say there's no need for relationship, like if I don't need something from you and you don't need something from me, uh, then I would say, yeah, that there is no need for relationship to actually occur.
Mm,
So generally, for relationships to be successful, you need a general sense of purpose. So in because as humankind is sort of evolved. I wouldn't say evolved, but it's kind of as progress. We are progressing, right? As humankind,
mm,
marriage has not become a standard, and then it's always like open relationships, dating and all that stuff. In that sense, it always happens when A needs something, B needs something. Even people, those relationships that people go in and out, go in and out, in and out, right? 1 month he's with this
yeah.
guy, 1 month she's with this girl. So yeah, those kind of stands. In a sense that there's nothing going on between them anymore, so they don't need it. Like, if okay, so if let's say you want to talk on a friendship level,
Mm.
right? A reason why I'm with G or I'm with all of you guys is because we have a general need of passing this course and all that. Yeah, that is like on a surface basis, right? Not to say we're
Just
using
putting it
each
out there,
other.
sir. Give us that A.
Oh my god.
Yeah, don't worry, lads. It's fine. So it's like we need a sense of purpose in between two people to go out. Like example, right? Aisha used to, ask us out. Hey, want to go sushi on Friday or not? Yeah. So
Sushi
there is a
for
need for
the
it
win.
to happen, and in that particular need, something beautiful forms between organism A and organism B. So
The
generally,
loyalty.
it's I would say it's always purpose before anything. If you don't have a reason for it, why go for it? That's the what I have with it, lah.
That's
And G, you were wondering, right? Why am I not in a relationship? Because
Yep.
yeah, there's no purpose for it yet.
I had
So
no
it's fine.
purpose for it.
It sounds like your relationship is just like make kids, you know? Like that's all
in
you
a
see in a
sense,
relationship.
At one
yeah.
point, right? At one point, I wanted to get because in an Indian household, right? Marriage is kind of one very important thing, you know. Making sure my parents are not here. All right, so yeah, marriage is kind of a standard because what my parents say is because once you're older, because you're once in a marriage institution, right? Once you're older, your friend groups will be in their own life of their own, so you cannot
Mm,
depend on your friends in a sense that your everyone will be busy doing their own thing.
yeah.
So in that situation, because as a human there are lots of needs, there's financial needs, there's emotional needs, there's social needs, because we are social beings, right? we need we need a sense of
Mm,
connection between people and so on. So if we do not have if we don't actually have that emotional and social connection as we go older, we might be deprived in that particular needs section. So in order to combat that, that's why a marriage institution was, I wouldn't say invented, it was, kind of passed down, right? Yeah.
mm,
So that's kind of how it is. That's why marriages are a kind of it's very emphasized in the Indian culture. So at one point, I actually wanted to get married at 21.
Oh damn.
oh,
So yeah,
ah,
yeah. Okay. The reason being because like what I defined marriage quite earlier before, right?
Wait,
So
how
in a
old are
marriage,
you now, Avinash?
I'm 21.
Oh,
You
we might
have to get
we
married.
might get invited to his wedding at the end of the year.
Hey, it never happened. Sure, why not? So
Oh
because the thing
no.
is, you see, the thing is, once in a marriage situation, right? Once you have kids, it's a 20-year committed project,
Mm.
right?
project.
Project.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
What
project,
it's
lah.
project?
not a
Wait a
project.
minute.
No, lah,
Oh,
I'm trying to simplify the concepts, but for me, it's a 20-year project. Once you're done with the 20-year project, then after that you can enjoy your life. So that's kind of what I thought about. But after
Let's
I met a lot of different people,
let's
the
hope your
yeah.
views
kids
have
don't hear this.
changed.
I'm showing this to your child one day.
I hope your future wife doesn't watch this. All right. Really interesting, Abby. Purpose, I guess. Uh, Avian, do you need me to
Yo,
rephrase the question?
yeah, can you please actually say the question
Uh,
again? Like,
it's okay. It's okay. What's the most important thing for a relationship to be successful, in your
uh,
opinion?
I'm not sure actually. I think as long as you're honest with one another, as long as you're always honest with your feelings,
Mm,
in a way that like I think if honesty is always there, it should be
mm,
fine. Because if you're honest with that person, then when you stop liking that person, you're just gonna be like straight up, and you're gonna stop. But I don't know. Don't quote me. I have zero experience.
no,
Um,
but it's interesting to see to hear the perspective of like people who've never been in relationships. Like as a person who's never experienced that before, what do you think when you get into a relationship will be the most important thing? Something like that.
yeah, I
But
think
that's
probably like if you're honest with one another, it
mm,
on paper at least should be
yeah,
fine. But I
On
don't know.
paper.
on paper.
On
Yeah, on
paper.
paper it
Yeah,
should be fine, but yeah,
because uh
humans are unpredictable.
yeah,
Uh,
because personally for me, I've had a few friends in a relationship say that it's not good to be 100% honest with
Yeah,
your
okay.
significant
To
other.
add on to that, I feel like there's a difference between privacy and secrecy.
Mm,
Like, for example, like me not
Yeah, I
telling you
mean,
that I'm gonna go.
obviously you have every
Yeah,
right to have your own private life, but like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. Like, that's me not telling you that I'm going to go meet my mom is not me not being honest to you.
yeah, yeah,
You know what
yes.
I
true,
mean?
that's true,
Yeah.
that's
Mm.
true. Yeah, that's like okay, Yeji, what do you think?
Well,
Is
okay,
there
like, see, I thought communication was really important because, like, this is not just like with friendships or with like your boyfriend or girlfriend. It's like when you're talking about something, if it doesn't get the right, like, like what you're saying is not what they're understanding, then it
mm,
gets like messed up. I feel like so like a relationship is only successful if like what you're saying is something they understand as well, and
yeah.
like you're on the same level, you know? Because when I think like the purpose thing is kind of sad because it's like they because here hear me out. So it's like for example, my like right now I don't have a purpose. But like,
Oh
okay, see, my
I'm
point
so
is my point is like, okay, so if I date someone because I have a purpose, let's say I don't want to be sad anymore, right? And that person dates me for a different purpose, like, oh, I don't know, I want someone who's fun. I don't know, like that's an example, right?
no.
So we have different purposes, but eventually we are together. Then eventually one person will gain their purpose faster than the other.
Mm.
It's not like because when somebody like purpose is not the same thing. Like like my purpose is not the same as yours, right? So then I could gain my purpose first before you do, and that means I just used you and I throw you away,
Oh my god.
Yeah, understood.
basically, right? So then like I
Understand.
think the purpose thing is kind of sad, but like he's not wrong. Like it works out. Like some people actually date for like a purpose, and it works out sometimes.
I think Abby.
Yeah, we say. You want to
After
See,
say
your
I'm
anything?
not here to
wife.
offend. I'm just throwing
Yeah, yeah. It was
facts.
nice. Okay, so for now we've heard from three people who aren't in relationships, will be but aren't. So what about you, Edwin? As a person in a relationship, what do you think is the most important thing for that relationship to be successful?
Oh, yeah, these faces. So,
Yeah, you're just
uh,
smiling.
I think okay, honesty is one.
Mm.
Respect is another. Should I say the basics? Does that count, or should
I
I?
mean, from your experience of relationships, why did it not work out, and why? If what was the one thing you could change to make it successful, or something like that?
Okay, I think the most important thing in a relationship would be communication and listening. Like not only talking, but you also have to listen and understand the other
Mhm.
person. Like, what's the use of
Yes.
the other person just telling you what he or she is upset about, and it doesn't go through your head?
Mm.
So, I think listening, to me, from my experience, has been the most important thing in the relationship, other than the basics, like other than standards.
All right.
What do you mean by basics, though?
Yeah. What's the
What's
basics?
your basics?
If you
He's
date,
taking notes.
oh, okay, okay. Since G is pretty single, I'll tell you every basics you should know.
Okay.
Okay, so respect,
Mm,
okay,
I agree.
and no cheating on you.
That's
Does that
respect.
fall under
That's
respect?
respect.
Yeah, that
That's
falls under respect.
Oh shit, then everything falls under respect.
So
Okay.
this is a fun question. What do you guys think cheating is? Like, there are some couples that feel like if
Oh
you like
God.
a girl's picture, you think that's cheating, or it's called like
What?
micro cheating. Yeah, like some
Micro
micro
cheating.
cheating. What's
yeah, no,
that?
yeah, the
Yeah, it's a
people actually say
thing.
it's
Like
a
you're kind of
thing.
cheating, but not really. Like
Yeah,
What
like
on?
micro
I
cheating.
have I have a few friends that are in relationships where if the guy sees her following other guys, he goes into her account and unfollows everyone, or like she doesn't like him liking other girls' pictures.
Might as well break up.
Yeah, but you
That's what
can't
I
say
Okay,
that
said.
to
okay.
these
I
people.
want to ask you, Isha. If let's say the girl follows an actor, what
Yeah.
in that situation? What is it?
Yeah.
It's still another guy, though.
Yeah, yeah, that's like for me personally, cheating is when you have feelings for someone else when you're still in a relationship with me. If my significant other likes a girl's picture, it's like okay, sure, just like it's a pretty picture, why not, right? Unless it's his ex lah.
I agree with Aisha in a way. Like there's, I guess like that's like the emotional cheating, right? Like
Mm,
you already like someone else, and then like you already have like I don't know, you're already like fantasizing like someone else or something like that.
yeah.
But like there's also like the physical cheating where I think like even if you don't have feelings for someone else and you do
Oh yeah,
things with
that's
yeah like you do things
right.
with them that is not your partner, that's cheating as well. But like
Mm.
small things like liking someone's Instagram picture is more like their insecurity. That's something they have to deal with. It's not
True,
cheating.
yeah, that's true, that's true. Abian,
Same
what do you think?
page.
Yeah, I think cheating, you just gotta set parameters with your partner, I think, because like
Yeah.
obviously in some relationships, if you're you and your partner are both okay with like being in like an open relationship, then obviously it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I agree with that. Like I think cheating stems from if you already have feelings for another person while being in a relationship at the same time, then that's definitely I think that's where cheating stems from. Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm. Do you consider cheating like if your significant other sleeps on the same bed as another like gender
Yeah,
overnight?
yeah.
Hmm.
Do you guys
Uh,
consider that cheating?
what did they do?
Let's
Yeah,
Like
say
depends on what
they
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 did.
tell
just
What did
you,
sleep
they
in the
do?
same bed with a different gender, and then they don't have feelings or whatever, but they just had to share a room under some kind of circumstance.
I
Or
think
I
that's
maybe
don't think
no
okay.
I'd put that in mind.
circumstance.
I think I'd be fine with it.
Yeah, I'd be
You'd be
fine
fine
with
with
it
it?
too.
I'd
Oh,
be like sleep on the floor. I wouldn't be that okay with it. I think it depends on the person. Maybe I feel so protective over my significant other. Like how what kind of circumstance did you put yourself in to the point where you have to end up on the same bed as a
See, no,
girl?
I agree with that though.
Yeah,
That's weird. Like, why would you even be in that situation in the first place?
yeah.
Yeah.
mm,
Okay,
It's
but
it's
wait,
it's
like,
actually how to say, yeah.
mhm.
It's it because it depends on the person. If let's say the person is open, right? Of course, uh, I mean you wouldn't mind.
Mm,
But the thing is, okay, so this is something I would say my Muslim friends taught me, right? So do you know what fitna means?
no.
Okay,
um,
Is it like lying?
what it?
Haram.
Like accusation.
Yeah,
accusation,
it's
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh.
this accusation. Yeah, you're right, Isha. So the thing is,
Eh,
you should, because my Muslim friend told me this, because not everyone is as open, so that's why they have kind of a general structure of how society should be.
mm,
So the thing is, if anything, anything actually leads to someone accusing you of something, it
mm,
should be avoided at all costs. So that's why it's that's kind of what a Muslim, which I agree to him on a certain level, but
mm.
like, oh, I think I can't remember who said that. Like, yeah, like what Aisha said, right? Like, to what point that you have to sleep with someone?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like what is that particular circumstance that that made you
yeah.
to reach that level? That's something.
Tricky. That's tricky.
Yeah, it's
Something
tricky.
to think
Yeah.
about.
So in a sense that if let's say it may lead to some accusation of any form, uh, I think it's actually good to be avoided.
Mm.
Mm.
Understand. I think we all have kind of the same ish stance.
Yeah, I
Wait,
would. It
can
looks
I
like it's
ask?
leaning.
Yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, G.
So, like, would you
Mm.
consider it cheating if like your current partner is like talking to your talking to their ex? Like, they've already broken up and they're like they obviously don't like each other or anything, and the ex and your partner are friends. Would you still consider it cheating if they're talking?
Eden?
I'll give you
Ah,
one.
I'm
Uh,
reflecting.
all right, sure. If if my significant other is texting to their ex about like general things, then I wouldn't really mind. But if they're talking about something deeper or more personal, then I'd be like a bit suspicious.
Mm,
Because I'm just like, huh, like that. Like, does she still have like some feelings attached to this guy?
Mm.
But if it's something general, I wouldn't really mind.
mm, I agree. Avian, what do you think?
Yeah, probably the same as Edwin. Honestly, I mean, if it's just like regular, friendly, general talk, like who am I?
Mm,
Who
yeah,
gave me the authority to force
yeah.
you to not be friends with someone else, right?
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
What if that person likes you? Is that different?
What if?
But I think
Yeah,
that's a bit weird.
your partner is talking to someone who likes them.
Oh, that's a
Ooh.
little.
But
I
like
think
previously zero connections, just like
No, no, yeah, yeah, just like a friend lah. Let's say um, okay, like for example,
Just use us. Just use
you
us.
yeah, yeah, that'd be weird though if I'm using you again. Like, so like you and Edwin are like together, right? And
Yeah.
then let's say G starts talking to you, and it's like he doesn't even like he likes you, but you obviously don't like him, and it's like how would you like respond to that, Edwin? You know, like as an Edwin, how would you respond?
as an
As an Edwin.
Like not
uh,
just Edwin the real person, but like as an Edwin, like how would you like what would you do?
so as an Edwin, I'd, I'd,
I
I'd,
As
love
in
the
me?
way you put the question.
no, no, I'm gonna say as an Edwin. As an Edwin, I'd actually see their chats. Like, if I know, for example, G likes Asia, likes Ella, and I see Ella doesn't like say anything back,
Entertain.
yeah, doesn't entertain
Yeah.
G, then I'd be completely fine with that. Like, you can shoot as many shots to my girlfriend as you'd like, but I know
Mm.
for a fact she wouldn't
Yeah,
entertain.
yeah.
Like, if I found out that she entertained him or her, then she's all yours. That's my principle.
I think it just boils down to respect. for
Mm-hmm.
the girl's part. Like you have a boyfriend, someone you can have as many suitors as you want, but as long as you respect the relationship, then you won't entertain those people.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Cool, cool.
Sound like you disagree, Yeji.
No, no, no. I agree. No, but the thing is, like, I don't have problems with like my ex talking to people who like him or anything. Like I don't really care what my boyfriend does.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh,
like I'm very like not jealous, which is like
like chill kind of person.
yeah.
Avi, would you be that kind of person in a relationship? Just like chill.
Yeah, I mean, cool, but you should know your limits, lah. That's the most
Yeah.
important. Yeah, like what Evin said, should have respect.
Mm, I think
If you
respect.
know your limits and you know what you should do and what you shouldn't do, be sensible. That's the most important thing. If you think it's
Mm,
wrong, genuinely, it would be wrong.
mm.
If it's wrong,
Basically,
yeah,
just
stay
date
away.
someone smart, dude. Like,
Date
like
someone who
yeah,
knows the basics.
yeah.
And I like that person. I knew something was wrong.
I am on a couple dating apps, so if any of your listeners,
If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And I
Yeah.
But I'm 21 this year, so I'm single for 21 years.
cheesy, but okay, let's
I
go.
like okay. I've never been in love,